Hazelwood. I think it's a very exciting time for Hazelwood actually, and for the city and the region, because I say this everywhere I go. A lot of attention and focus is always put on the Lower Hill and what those 28 acres will become. But the Amano site has the potential to far exceed anything we could do in the Lower Hill, because it's the largest undeveloped tract of land left in the city, and it's right on the waterfront, and it could be something very dynamic for this region, very transformative for this region, and for the people who live in Hazelwood. So I'm very excited for the possibility. I think you have to have a larger discussion among residents of Hazelwood of what it is that they envision for their neighborhood, and get a sense of try to find where people are unified, and try to use that unification as your way to insert what you want the site to look like. Because you don't want, and we ran into this in many different neighborhoods, so it's not just Hazelwood, but I can speak in the Hill, there were all these different ideas of what should happen. And it wasn't until we kind of fought and we all got to an agreement around a master plan of what we wanted Center Avenue to be, and what we wanted the priorities to be as it relates to our investment strategy. And I know Hazelwood has a plan. It's probably a 30-year-old plan, because when I first got elected, they showed me a plan for Hazelwood, and it probably needs to be updated. If it hasn't been updated, it probably needs to. And that's another world that residents can impact, because what becomes your official master plan for your neighborhood becomes what's on record downtown, becomes what is the guiding principle for every development that happens in your neighborhood, and that's always the baseline that you can hold people accountable to if you need to. There used to be a time where everyone stayed compact in their own neighborhoods and they really didn't travel outside of them. Well, we're now moving to a society where, because of technology, because of the way people communicate now, it's not just what's happening in your neighborhood anymore. I mean, you still want to have some vital things in your neighborhood, so you don't have to travel everywhere else to kind of have an economic base. But will it look exactly the way it looked maybe 30 or 40 years ago? Probably not. But you can still have a commercial district that supports the basic needs of Hazelwood residents. You can still have some recreational outlets for your children and families to support, a full, healthy exploration for quality of life. You certainly should have institutions that are solid, schools, for instance, that you don't have to travel outside of your neighborhood to get quality education necessary. But will it all look the same way as it did? No, but I think there are elements that we can look back on our past that really make sense around how we reconstruct healthy neighborhoods. If you are a resident of Hazelwood and you're interested in making sure that your voices are heard, then I would find out when these meetings are. And I don't care if you're listed as a participant, you have a right to show up, right? These aren't private meetings. These are, this site has had a lot of public subsidies, a lot of public dollars in it. You're at least allowed to come in and hear what's being discussed.